Well, we're here in Termonfeckin in County Louth, and we've brought together all of our elected representatives, north and south, from the Assembly, from the Dáil, from the Seanad, our MPs, our MEPs, our All-Ireland team of MEPs, and we meet here as the largest party in Ireland. We're discussing strategy, we're making plans for the parliamentary sessions ahead, but we're also talking about big campaigns, about changing the living circumstances of people of Ireland right across the country, about fighting austerity, about building the Republic, about real and substantial political reform. So we've a very big agenda, and this is the place where all of us have our say, bring out our new ideas, come to a consensus, come to a plan, and then the job is to get stuck back in and to start delivering all of that. So we have a number of keynote addresses from Uachtaráin Sinn Féin, Gerry Adams, from Martin McGuinness, from our leader in Europe, Martina Anderson, and people have a chance to raise questions, to bring forward ideas. So it's very much a dialogue between the leaderships in all of those settings and our elected representatives. So it's going to be a very productive day. We know that we have a big job ahead of us, but we know that we have the people to do it. We have the politics, we have the policies. We put together the plan, and then we go back out to deliver that plan, and we're aware that people are relying on us. We appreciate the mandate that we've been given, and we fully intend to honour that mandate and to transform Ireland north and south.
Well, I think it's hugely important that we have 150 Sinn Féin activists, mostly elected representatives and their staff from all over Ireland's 32 counties, to discuss how we're going to face into the next parliamentary term, both in Dublin and in Belfast. And we're obviously facing huge challenges given the austerity that's been imposed on people the length and breadth of the island. Our party's in good shape. We have been, right throughout the course of the last 20 years, very positive and very constructive, and we've been the heartbeat of the peace process, as many people know. So we're going to continue in a positive frame of mind. Morale's good within the party. We are confident about the future. We do recognise we're faced into very serious challenges, but if any party is fit to take on the sort of challenges which are out there at this time, it's the Sinn Féin party. I have absolutely no doubt about that whatsoever.
I think this is hugely significant. You know, we're after coming out of a very successful European and local government elections, north and south, and you know, it's probably the first time that a lot of our activists, our MPs, our MLAs, our MEPs, our TDs, our senators and our councillors have come together along with the leadership of Sinn Féin and started to plot a strategy forward using that new mandate that we have, north and south, making sure that we're joined up in pursuing the objectives of Sinn Féin. And that's really about what we're discussing today. It's about challenging the austerity agenda, whether that's coming from Cameron's Tory government or whether it's coming from the Tory government in the south led by Enda Kenny and Joan Bruton. It's about putting forward real alternatives that benefit ordinary people. It's about standing firm against the likes of the Tory cuts. We'll hear keynote speeches. We already had one today from Gerry Adams setting the vision for this party out in the future, right up until the centenary of 1916 and beyond. A party that's prepared for government north and south. And tomorrow we'll have Martin McGuinness talking to us about the challenges that there are in the institutions, and we're all aware of the lack of political leadership there from the unionist community and the failure from them to stand up and lead that political community into new agreements, particularly around parading in the past and all of that, but also the escalation of the problems there within the Assembly as a result of that. So Martin will be talking about those challenges, but I think it's very important that what we're seeing today is, you know, the 150 activists freely asking questions, making their points, being critical, being positive, being constructive about how we as a team move forward with that big idea about building a republic that has equality at its cornerstone, that respects and cherishes all of the children of the nation equally as was promised nearly 100 years ago, but have not yet been delivered.
Well, we've been here from yesterday evening. Some of us have come in, well, actually in the middle of the night, I should say, because some of us came in from Brussels. And for those of us who work in that institutions, it's great that we're here and making that connection with our people, because the nature of the work that we're involved in has all of us located in a particular side of struggle. And sometimes that means that the personal contact and the one-to-one isn't what it should be, but that's exactly what today is about. Being here among activists who are in different institutional sites of struggle but don't always get an opportunity to engage with each other because of the nature of the work. For instance, for those of us who are in Brussels and Strasbourg and we travel between two institutions, and even for some of our non-elected activists who have to reside and live in Brussels because of the nature of the work, it's fantastic that we are all here and be able to hear from Jerry, get a briefing, get an update, and then there's open to the floor and you can see, you know, people challenging our leadership, people raising questions. You know, it's one of those forums that people can say and are encouraged to think strategically. And in there, you know, people are coming up with new and innovative ideas. People are coming up with things that challenge all of us in the room as Republicans. But the nature of the engagement with each other, it's very comradely. Nobody is holding judgment on anyone for having an alternative view. In fact, it's being encouraged. We're encouraged to, you know, if you don't agree with that or you disagree with something else, to come forward.
Well, as has been said by many speakers, it's the first time we've brought together representatives from the institutions on the island of Ireland, plus our MEPs and our MPs. So the Oireachtas members, the MLAs and the people from our councils are all here strategising and thrashing things out and reviewing what we've been doing for the last period, and of course looking forward to the next period. So I think it was a very useful exercise. What I thought was particularly important, and some of the keynote speakers remarked on this, the solution was in the room. Every problem we identified here, somebody else got up with a solution or some suggestion or some proposal or some initiative to resolve the problem. So I think that was probably the most important characteristic of the meeting from my point of view, that if Republicans pool our experience, debate in a comradely and fraternal but frank, robust way, then we can resolve all of these issues and all of these challenges. The people of this island have huge potential, huge possibilities, and in terms of how we deal with any issue that presents itself, we should see it as a challenge, we should see it as an opportunity, and we should be all the time see ourselves as problem solvers and as agents of change.